Welcome back to Spotlight over the city, you guys. And guess what? Y'all having a good time?
Yay!
Yeah, man, we got our next guest in the building, man, and I'm gonna let Wifey introduce because this lady got a ton of accolades, but we also got a Zoom guest.
Yes,
so,
we have two guests.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do, and I'm very, very excited. We have on our green today. I'll let Cornita talk about what the green means, but I'm very excited because this means something, right? And I have a lot of people watching specifically because of what you're going to be talking about tonight. These two amazing women, they went on a journey together, and they're going to talk about it. So I want you all to put your hands together for author and kidney donor Cornita Cole, along with the good doctor, Dr. Sharika Brookings.
Hey,
y'all give it up.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
My mic not on. There we go.
Yes.
Right, let's get into it.
Dr. Brookings, you are, let me say this word right before we get into it, a nephrologist. Did I say it right?
That's right.
I did it. A nephrologist.
I'm glad I left that to you to say. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we have an author and a kidney donor in the building, as well as a nephrologist. And
Yes.
let's talk about really quickly, though, what is a nephrologist, Dr. Brookings?
So a nephrologist is a doctor that specializes in kidney and the urinary system.
Kidney and the
okay.
urinary system. Yes.
Cool.
And Cornita,
Yes.
how do you and Dr. Brookings know each other?
Oh, it's a great story. After I became a kidney donor, I became an advocate. So my goal really was to just stay connected and learn more. And I started following Dr. Brookings online because her content on IG is very impressive, informative. And I said, you know what? I want to do something with you. I never knew what it was. And then kind of after I got through my journey as a donor, I said, I got something. I said, I'm writing a children's book, and can you write the foreword? So that's kind of, we connected. Strangers online.
Strangers
Wow,
online,
so
the
you
power.
guys, so you guys didn't know each other. Can you turn my mic up some, please? You guys didn't know each other prior to
No.
at all.
No, not at all. Strangers on IG, just connecting,
Wow.
you know,
Yes.
following each other's story, just paying attention, being kidney advocates.
So for you, Cornita, just take it back really briefly about you being a kidney donor. Tell us the story, the short version of that, because people are really interested in your journey as being a kidney donor. There are people on the list now waiting
Yep.
for a kidney. So let's talk about that.
Yeah,
It's
really
very nice
quick. My daughter was diagnosed with kidney disease in 2020. Quickly got on dialysis, and we determined immediately that she would be a kidney donor. A few family and friends signed up, like 12 of us. There are strenuous tests that you have to take to be medically approved. I was medically approved, but unfortunately, my tissue didn't match. So that's a big thing. Your tissue also has to match. So we signed up for a pairing program, basically, which said that my daughter and I would go into the database and we would match up with 2 other people. And I wound up giving my kidney to a stranger so my daughter could get a kidney. So during that process, we wound up doing a 4-family swap.
Wow.
So, yeah, so her kidney came from Minneapolis, and my kidney went to Massachusetts.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So that's a big thing, and a lot of people don't know that, even though the lists are long, but also just reaching out to friends and family to be able to support you there, and knowing that the income and economics about it shouldn't be stressful, because kidney transplants are paid for by the government, federal government. If you're out of work, the government supplements you for that. So a lot of people kind of don't know those things. They think that, the money, care, all of that is taken care of. I went through MedStar Georgetown, so.
Wow.
I think that's amazing information. So you're right. A lot of people are misinformed or uninformed, totally, especially in our community about these things. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And so how do they find out more? Like, do they come to your site, or how do they find out more about how to get that situation taken care of if they're in that situation?
So for me, as a kidney advocate, my goal is just to be available. So when I post things about what I'm doing, I get people to DM me, or even friends and family that call to ask questions. And I refer to people like Dr. Brookings, et cetera, who has the content and the information as a doctor. She's always sharing how to eat, what processes. And kidney disease is like a silent disease. And Dr. Brookings could talk about that.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit.
I think that's important to know. Why is it silent?
Yeah, why is it so silent for us, and it's killing us at such a pace? Why is it a silent thing?
So with kidney disease, your kidneys can fail to a certain level, but still be able to do their job. So that's why we consider it a silent disease, because it's until it gets really low, like 20% and 10% function, that's when it starts to not be able to do its job, and you can start developing the symptoms. But in the early stages, where your kidney function is 60%, 70%, you may not even know it. It's only detected on your blood work. And so at that time, you may just feel like, oh, I'm fine. I don't need to do anything differently. But once you start to get into that 20%, 10% of kidney function, then you start to develop the symptoms, but now it's too late. You're in dialysis.
Wow. Dr. Brookings, I have a quick question about, kidney health. Is there something that, is it hereditary, or is there something that we can do as humans to keep healthy kidneys?
There definitely are genetic causes, hereditary cases in which we see it amongst family members. And then there are those that are not as hereditary. So the top two causes of kidney disease in America, number one is diabetes, number two is hypertension. Those are, while they do carry some genetic component, they are very closely tied to our lifestyle, what we eat, and our social habits. But we have seen within the past 10 to 20 years that there has been a genetic condition strongly within the African American population, and we're noticing more and more people are not only getting diagnosed, but the condition, they're also going on to dialysis.
Wow.
And even the transplant is failed.
Wow. Cornita, how's your daughter?
My she's great. For her, it's a journey too, because she actually told her she needed to write a book and kind of focus on wellness, because she's changed her diet and kind of incorporated like home cooking, homemade dressings and things that may seem very relatively simple, but goes a long way. So she's coming a long way and paying attention also, and just being available for people. So that's why I wrote the book too, because her and her family, she was engaged at the time, she had a young daughter, so they were just so incredibly strong during the process. Even my grandbaby at the time was just 3, so they told her mommy's not feeling well, this is why. So in this particular book, it focuses on kidney for the kids, not over the top, but pretty much shows an image of the kidney. How does it functions for us in the body? How does an illness in the household affect the family? And how can we kind of get through this together? So that's what this book is encouraged about. Wow. And it's the first of the book series, and my book series is called Medical Tales for Small People. So my mind just kind of ran after that. So I'm on every condition at this point.
Oh, wow. I love it. A new kidney for mom. How can people get the book?
So right now, we are pre-launching right now. So you can go to medicaltalesforsmallpeople.com to get on the waiting list. So the books will be, shipping starts April the 12th. So,
April the 12th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excited.
Wow. Dr. Brookings, do you have any medical advice for those who, to keep us healthy? Should we drink a lot of water, drink a lot of cranberry juice? What are the things that we can do to keep healthy kidneys?
Yeah, that was my question. How can we get ahead of the curve before we, fail in that situation? How can we get ahead of it? What are some of the preventive things that we can do?
I'll say outside of eating healthy and drinking water, 2 main things that I stress in the African American community. Number one is to know. So that means when you go to your doctor, you don't just allow them to say your blood work is fine. You want to specifically know, what is my EGFR, and that pretty much says what percent is your kidney functioning at. So you want to know that number. If it's less than 60%, you should be seeing a kidney doctor. And the second thing I encourage is we must talk about this amongst our families. We need to know what disease did grandma have? What disease did great grandma have? What does your uncle have? So that we are armed with understanding what runs in our family. In addition to drinking water, eating healthy, and exercising, the basics, but definitely have a discussion. And this book is great because it's teaching kids at a young age about your kidneys, your body, and sharing. That's one thing I love about reading this book to my daughters, is that they learn about sharing and giving.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So I think that's
so much.
Y'all can give it up. Y'all give it up for the good doctor.
Yes.
And so, yes, indeed. So this is major, Doc, and we appreciate that. I like that it's targeting the children, and so we can get it at an early age, make awareness at an early age, because we have been very much so misinformed and misdirected in our community as far as health.
Yeah.
And so I thank you
Thank you so
both
much.
for what you contribute. So anything else you want to add?
My last thing is I do have I know someone that is a really good friend of mine who is right now on the list waiting for a kidney. Is there any type of advice to give someone who's on a list now waiting for a kidney while they're waiting to get a kidney transplant? Any advice that you, Cornita, or Dr. Brookings have for someone who's waiting on the list for a kidney?
I'll go first. I would definitely say don't be discouraged, because we my daughter was on a list as well, and feel free to reach out to friends and family. One of our extended family members got a transplant and donation from a stranger, like literally, like online, like someone following them, like listening to their stories. So there are miracles. There are people out there that want to help. Anyone can give a kidney if they pass the health exam, as long as their tissues match and they go through the testing. So don't think it's just on the list. Don't think it's just with your family and friends.
Okay.
Extend your horizons and just make sure that people are aware of what's going on with you.
Does it change your quality of life when you give up a kidney?
You know what? I was like, am I going to, I know this sounds so, I said, am I going to lose some weight? Literally, a kidney only weighs like 3 to 4 pounds. But you know what? No, for me, I did kind of pray over my kidney, because my kidney's been with me 50 years. So
Wow.
I was just saying, I know you're leaving my body, basically.
Right.
Hopefully you'll be taking care of someone else. But overall, you don't know.
You don't
Just
have
get-
any. Okay, it didn't change your quality
didn't
of
change
life.
quality of life, but I still have a responsibility to take care of myself, similar to what Dr. Brookins said.
Okay.
Food, health, exercise.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, any closing remarks from
For
either one of you?
guys, yeah. You want to make a closing remark, Doc?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to add is that EGFR that I mentioned, it actually disproportionately affected Blacks before 2021. So what is happening this year in 2023, a lot of transplant centers are going back and saying, if you were Black and the EGFR had you lower on the wait list, that you are entitled to be reevaluated for your status on the wait list.
That's good.
I love
That
that.
is amazing.
Encourage people to ask their centers, ask their transplant team, hey, did I get affected? And if so, what are my changes in my status?
Okay.
That's good.
I love it. That's great information as well.
Very
Thank
great.
you
Yep.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
So
Anything
thank
from
you,
you,
both
Cornita?
of you guys.
No, last thing is, please take your time. Take a minute to go to Medical Tales for Small People. Look out for the continuous books that affect some of our families and how we deal with it with our kids, and just keep them learning at an early age about our bodies and how to deal with these situations in our homes. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you
make
all.
sure
Thank you
support the
both
book.
so
Make sure
much.
you support the whole situation. Y'all give it up one more time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Brookings. We appreciate
Thank you, Dr. Brookings.
Thank you
Please don't
much.
forget about us here. If you ever need us at Spotlight Over the City, let us know, okay?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes and yes.
All right, y'all ready for the closing? Now you can say that, babe.
Okay, y'all ready for the closing?
We'll be right back.
right back after this commercial break with our closing. Y'all good? Let's go.
Y'all